What's up, y'all? Last time I talked about how we can move towards self-sustainable living. Ever since I posted that video, few people have reached out to me and then they told me like, listen, not everybody can do this. I got family, like, I cannot just leave everything and then go towards living on a self-sustainable way. It is too much of a commitment. And I see your point. But there are some things you can still do while being part of the system. Some of the things that you can still work on is cultivating your mindset, changing the way that you think, like re-examining all the beliefs that you have, how it came to be. Because most of the beliefs are most of your behaviors. It is not even you who put it there. It was put there by system. Your habits, your day-to-day life, you're running on autopilot. You're already been programmed, and right now, most likely, your life is a program that's designed by the system, and that's what you're doing every single day. In computer, we call the background process daemon. So it's spelled DAEMON instead of DEMON, but the pronunciations are the same. So it's kind of coincidence to refer to the background process as demon, and there are a lot of demons running in your mind, your background process. So you can start by cultivating that to end it, to re-examine all the background process. First of all, see what is running, why are you doing the things that you're doing, just kind of self-evaluate on why you're doing the things that you're doing. So that's an example of cultivating the mindset. And of course, that's the place you start at. It goes way beyond that. And then once you re-examine all the beliefs, you got to be open-minded to see what you've been ignorant about, what you have put aside. I can make a whole detailed video about all the things that you need to change to get the right mindset. But this, just to keep this video short, you can, while still being part of the system, you can work on your mindset and the mindset of the people that you're living with. And you can also try to minimize your expense. So start growing foods locally in your backyard. If you don't have a backyard, just grow within your home. You can grow food within your home as well. You don't need sunlight. There are ways you can find online, such as with LED lights or hydroponics, different methodologies you can use to still grow food within your home. And if you don't have a lot of space, you can even partner up with your neighbors and grow it using both of your spaces. So, and then you can share it. Food is a major expense that a lot of people spend the money on. So growing it yourself will help you minimize that expense. And with accommodation, you cannot do much, especially if you have chosen to live in the city. Everywhere, depending on where you live, like most of the cities, they are very expensive. You're probably spending like more than 50 or 60% of your income on a household expenses. So there's not much you can do. If you can try to minimize the size or minimize the expense, but eventually the economy is going to catch up. It's all designed, right? So yeah, but at least by changing your mindset, you can attract more abundance into your life. So that way you're not concerned about the rising costs, and you're able to support yourself. And the other part that I want to mention is, maybe if where you're living is getting more expensive every day, you can look into moving to a cheaper city nearby, or a cheaper place, or even a cheaper part of the world where you have more purchasing power. So that way you're not being sucked by the system, right? Yeah, I'm just thinking what else you can do but while still being part of the system, other than working on your mindset and attracting abundance and still trying to, like, be self-sustainable by growing your own food. There's not much you can do because you're still going to be dependent on the system for water, electricity, and all the essential items. So you have two options, right? Like in the time being, since you cannot drop everything and leave, you can do the things that I just mentioned and slowly start moving towards the self-sustainable lifestyle. Or it may get to a point where you're going to be forced to do that. So let's just say tomorrow, right? Like I said, the water is not flowing out of your tap, lights not turning on, and food is not in the grocery stores. At that point, you wouldn't have any choice at all. At that point, you're not going to say, hey, listen, like, I got all these commitments. I cannot just leave everything. At that point, the first thing is going to be like, okay, you know what? I need food. I need shelter. I need this. At that point, you wouldn't have any excuses to start putting this aside. It will become your number one priority. Yeah, so I get most people what they're saying. It's a lot to ask to leave everything. But I do believe that eventually it's going to be worth it for you at the end. For yourself, for your future generations, it's going to be worth for you to move towards that lifestyle. So that is my response to the few people who reached out to me with this commitment reason. Until then, take care. Bye.